We're ready to go. Let's see how she does. All right. Last Minute Man, and I'm here again with my good buddy, Mr. Obvious. We're back on the range. And today, before we get started, I wanted to say a quick thanks to American Gun and Pawn, located in Dry Ridge, Kentucky. We appreciate your support, and we support you guys. So today, what are we talking about, Mr. Obvious?
Oh, we're talking about, man, I don't know. You brought this thing in here. Kind of surprised me what it was. I know it's a 45 caliber. But
yeah, this is an actual Israeli military industries. What, I don't want anybody getting upset with me, but this is called a baby eagle. People get upset because the original Israeli military industry is actually located in Israel. They call it a Jericho. And when they were distributed by Magnum Research here into the U.S., Magnum Research, of course, is who makes the Desert Eagle. And since they were distributed by them, I guess it was a marketing thing. They decided to call it the Baby Eagle or the Baby Desert Eagle. And when this was purchased in 1999 by my father, it was called a Baby Eagle. Now, it doesn't say that anywhere on the weapon, but it does say Desert Eagle Pistol, Military Industries Ltd, IMI, and then it also says on the other side, Magnum Research Incorporated, and made in Israel, H3. So this is some differences from what I've read on the interwebs about this particular pistol. It's actually got a slide mounted safety and decocker. Okay, so this is the double action variant. Okay, and it will decock. And from what I've read, the original Israeli Industries, the Jericho, has a frame mounted safety, and really that's just a decocker from what I read. But I've never had one in my hand, so that's all secondhand, just what I've read. So I can tell you this, it's got a kind of an odd shaped rifling in the barrel. I think they call it an octagonal rifling. Supposedly gives you more velocity. I like this weapon though. I want you to hold it because you've never held this.
Yeah, that's why when you asked me what we got today, I didn't want to say Baby Eagle. I didn't want everybody mad at me.
Yeah. Oh, I was telling them it's funny when you look this up. People they get hot under the collar.
Yeah, they get a little panicky and nervous.
Yeah, I don't know. It rose by any other name, man. You could call it a Lucy for all I care. It shoots good.
The gun is a little bit heavy. It's not too bad, but it's a little bit on the heavy side. It's solid steel frame.
Yeah.
It's got a real stiff hammer spring, but the trigger is real sweet on it. You got pressure and just a small amount of creep and boom, it's gone. So it's got a real good trigger.
Feel that double action.
It's quiet.
Tell me what you think about that. Just go ahead, dry fire it. You won't hurt it.
Yeah, it's
heavy.
It's heavy. It's got a heavy trigger. I mean, we're talking 15, 20 pound trigger pull.
Yeah, if your first shot, you're getting your first shot off on double action, it definitely takes some hand strength and some real discipline, to fire this thing.
Yeah, it's smooth though. The barrel does have a little bit of movement once it's all the way down the action.
Well,
so
and this is not
too bad.
This is not a 1911. This is closer to being a CZ. Frankly, I mean, if you've ever fired a CZ, don't get me cross here. This is not a CZ, but it's got there's some similarity there. It's got some things in common with it, and so it's not a competition model pistol. This is a go to war kind of pistol, and it meets the expectations, I think, for reliability.
Yeah, it's all steel sights. Got the 3 dots on it, 3-dot sights. So that's nice. Yep.
I mean, and again, as far as durability and everything, we purchased this thing. Again, it was 1999. My dad bought it. I was a sophomore in high school at the time, and he bought this thing and just thought it looked cool. It feels good in your hand. And, at the time, the polymer pistol craze was going on. Everybody had to have a Glock. and Dad just didn't like a polymer frame pistol. He said, I want a steel frame, you know, and he saw this and liked it, so he bought it, and it's sat in our safe. It might have had about 20 rounds through it since we've owned it, but that's kind of the way it goes. You see something, it looks neat, and you know, if you're a gun person, sometimes you do that. Sometimes you buy a weapon just kind of like you and your Colt Python. You bought it just because it looked cool, and you know, you kind of like the way it feels, and you take it out and show it off, but you don't really shoot it. And I'm kind of the opinion you need to shoot them. So we're gonna fire her off today.
Yeah. How many round mag is this guy?
It holds 10 rounds.
Okay.
And like I said, there might have been 2 mags fired through it since it's been owned. But this does come with a pretty decent little case here. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's got the cutout for the firearm. This stuff doesn't fall out easy. It does come with your cleaning rods. I've seen some of the newer cases. It comes with 2 mags.
And Israel Industries, right?
Yeah, it says Israel Industries, and TAAS, which I believe is Hebrew. From what I've read, it basically says Israeli Military Industries, or it's the equivalent. I don't know. But that's, again, just what I've read. That was Wikipedia, folks.
Yeah.
Don't hold me to it, okay? So, but another thing we'd like to mention, I don't know if you saw our previous video from this weekend, but we had a run-in with a werewolf, and we decided we needed some silver ammo. So we'll be bringing that to you shortly as well. Just something neat to kind of do for y'all. So let us know in the comments section below if you'd like to see silver tip or solid silver. We can do them either way, but I think we're going to start with a silver tip and just kind of see
where it goes
and see how much silver it takes to make these. So, but anyway, so without further ado, let's get on the range.
All right, I've got a 10 round mag. I'm gonna give it a try. I'll probably shoot one shot kind of slow to see where it's patterned, then we'll go from there. Malfunction.
All right, go ahead, clear it. And
it was a feed problem. Live round feed problem.
Well, at least you hit the target.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. That's good shooting, though. What do you think?
Ain't bad for old hillbilly.
Not bad at all.
Drop in round.
Nailed her. Good shooting.
Not a bad gun. I like it. Shoot sweet.
All right, so let's see if I can do this a little more justice the second go around. But, woohoo, loaded itself.
Sweet.
At least it didn't malfunction. But, yeah, this ain't my gun, I can tell you that. But it's shooting flawlessly for me. It's just, I can't hit with it.
Yeah, I think that round that hung up on me, the one I fired, had a weak powder charge.
Yeah,
and,
this is Blazer brass.
Well, of course, that's a new gun, too. It ain't have, I mean, that right there.
No, it's not really broken. But
6 magazine full, maybe at the most run through it.
You know, but just sitting here flicking them off, it shot just fine.
Yeah.
I mean, so one failure there, but, you know, it is what it is. All right, and we're back, and we're here to give you our final thoughts and opinions, our after-action report. So, what did you think about this firearm, Mr. August?
Well, I kind of like it. I mean, it's not a 1911 like you said, but you know.
Yeah, and I hate to say I'm kind of a one-trick pony, but I kind of am. You know, it's he's a lot more diversified, especially with these double actions and stuff. And I can tell you, I think it's a fine firearm, in my opinion.
It shoots great. I mean, it shoots pretty much on for me, but everybody torques a gun different. They got a sight picture different. I mean, hardly any two guys shoots the same with a gun, but
well,
it's shooting close for me. It shot good. It just had one malfunction. I mean, it's a new gun. It's not broke in yet, but it seems to be well made other than that.
I think they're well made. Yeah, like he was talking about the grip geometry and everything. And this, again, like I said, says a lot more about a particular shooter than it does the firearm itself. Like a Glock for me, took me a while to get used to a Glock. I can shoot them fairly decent. But really, like a 1911, I'm a really good shot with. And it's because, I mean, I've shot countless of thousands of rounds through them. And like I said, hate to say I'm a one-trick pony, but I kind of am. And, you know, I shoot a Beretta fairly decent as well. But these, I think it functions well. It is on the heavy side, so you got to consider that. But as far as a quality-made firearm, I believe this is. You know, I believe they're well made.
Oh, it looks well made, feels well made, cycles good.
Oh, and I can tell you this, for about 5 years, I came back from the military, and I guess somebody had loaded this. I guess it was my dad. Could have been me, but I'm not one to do that. But this thing was fully loaded for 5 years, filled up, and parked in here just like so. And I came in to check out the guns and make sure everything was oiled up and everything, and pulled that out, and I said, that thing stayed loaded for 10 years or 5 years at least. So I unloaded it. I mean, I can tell you this thing, it's hard to get 10 rounds in this. I mean, it's still as strong as ever. So as far as the quality, I mean, the magazine's obviously well made. It is a double stack mag. But yeah, I mean, my final thoughts are it's a good firearm. So
I agree. I think it's pretty good fire. I like it.
All right. Well, everybody, just wanted to thank everybody for your support. We really appreciate anybody that watches these videos. We love making these and bringing you this kind of stuff, and we want to continue doing it. So please like and subscribe, and remember to keep your knives sharp and your powder dry.
And subscribe to Last Minute Man. Give us those comments.